What's up, high levelers? Funnel Doc here. In today's video, we're going to be going over the conversation tab and snippets. We'll be breaking down everything you need to know. The conversations tab is really important. It's really the hub of all your conversations that go on inside of HighLevel. So let's jump inside today's video. So to access the conversations tab, you're just going to go right here on the left side to conversations. It's going to pop up looking just like this. So you'd have whoever your different most recent conversations are right here to your left side that are unread. You'll see that they have the little points attached to them. So you'll see these little dots here. These are your engagement scoring. You know, if they've opened emails, whatever they've done, you can set that up. I have a video coming up on how to set all that up coming up later. So you'd see here in the middle, well, we'll start here on the side first. So you've got, first of all, unread. You've got recent total emails. You've got any starred email or starred messages. I said emails, I meant messages. Whereas, like, say I wanted to come in here and talk here, I could then click it and I could then star it. I can mark it as read, unread, star, unstar, archive, or delete them. And then you've got your ability for all. Then you've got the ability to search here by your different names or emails or whatever it is, as well as you can filter. You could come in, you can pick what different type of chats, if it's assigned, unassigned, by if it's followed, if it's mentioned. You can do inbound or outbound, manual, automated, and then here's all your channels available right here. So beyond your different phone calls, it can be email, SMS, Google My Business, live chat, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, a call, a voicemail, or an Instagram. So highly recommend, especially when you get into large volumes of calls and messages, to use the filters quite often. You got clear filter at the very top right there. The next thing is, if you actually wanted to create a new message, so you click right here, you then would select the person's name. Let's go with me. There we go. Let's go with that one. You could hit continue, and then I would start a whole new message, just like so. Now you'll see, because email's listed, that means for this person, they've only got the email. If they had the phone number, it would have SMS. If they had WhatsApp, it would be listed, etc. They'd go along. So let's see. I think I've got. Yeah, see, here's one I set up where we've got WhatsApp, all different types of stuff. You'll be able to see all different messages. It doesn't matter if it's a phone call, email, whatever it is, are going to be triggered in the middle right here, and you would be able to follow up, and your entire conversation will be kept in there. You've also got the ability to add as archive it. You can star it at the top. You could send them an email. You could mark it as delete, or mark it as unread. You could delete it here. You could also use your filters. And then you can also reduce this whole side screen. We'll get into a minute. So if I just wanted to have it like so that I wanted to have everything out of the way. Then at the bottom, you have the different channels like I was talking about before. You can do an internal comment now. So if I click this and I want to leave a little message, so I can add different people, which is cool. So I wanted to send this, and now it's like it's a internal chat. So I could like tag something. This guy is great, and you're going to see it's going to pop up in here. And I hit send, but only I would be able to see Jeff, and Jeff would be able to see this. It'd be a comment that only we'd be able to see. So it allows you to now tag, and you see right here is only visible to internal users. So even though I can see it, I'm admin, if it was Jeff to Jeff, they'd only be able to see it there. So you come in, add different internal comments. You can tag multiple different people. You can add emojis with that. That's really cool. The next thing is you go back, and you've got your ability now, which this is new too, to be able to pick multiple different phone numbers. So if you have multiple phone numbers on the account and you want to send an SMS from one versus another, it used to be stagnant on your primary number, and that was a pain. And then you have the ability here to come over here, and then if that person had multiple different email or SMSs, you could send it there, or you could start an SMS group chat. You can actually do now as well. So if I wanted to send it from here, I could add other people to it, all types of great stuff. At the bottom here, you can add attachments, just like normal emojis. You can insert snippets. So a snippet is just a group of text or a group of a message that you usually reply will have like a link in it potentially or something, but something you say repeatedly. This allows you to have them all listed, and you can just copy it, or you just click it and it'll paste it right in the message versus having to repeat it every time. Next thing would be your more here, and this is if you wanted to add any of the custom values, trigger links, any of that type of stuff, or custom fields. That all that can be found here to be able to be added into any of the different messages, as well as your payment form. This one's really cool. You can actually request a payment right here. It'll make a link that you can actually send it. So if I wanted to send this person, the item name could be like coaching sessions. And it says like 5K. Then you can come here and have a due date. You have your other options if you want to be live or you test. You could add more items. Once you're ready, you can preview it. You can send it right here, which would send it to this person that puts it right here in the chat. You see there's nothing there. There's the invoice would be sent. Now, this would also, think about it, trigger another workflow. So sent there, I could have a, hey, invoice is sent workflow that would recognize that and could fire a whole different, trigger or workflow sequence. If you ever want to see the invoice, you could click it right here or click on different spots of it. And right here would be allow you the invoice. You can see that's an activity that happened within the system. Now, once you've got everything done here, you're happy with all this, we clear it. If I wanted, I could send that message to them. Next thing we're going to look at is the side panel right here. So if you come to the side panel, you'll see that if you want to go to the contact itself, you could click right here to pop it out. If I wanted to change the name, like for instance, knowing that that's supposed to be EK, we just add it in just like so. The client, if they have phone number, their email, if they had an email would be listed here. You see we don't. If at any time the client says an email or their phone number in the chat will automatically recognize that and pull it out. So that's one of the cool things about the system. Just know that you won't have to update this. If you ask them for their email and they put it in here, it would automatically update right here. If this is assigned to any person, so if you've got a sales team or whatever, you're trying to assign it to someone, you come in and click between your team right here. The next thing would be any followers you might have. If you want to come in, you could add different followers just like so. Followers different than an owner. Owners have more control than followers do. If you want to add any tags, if you wanted to add them to any workflows, you could just come right here and add them to any workflows or add any tags. If you wanted to D&D, do not disturb, that's what that stands for. If you didn't know that, you can turn this on and then they won't be able to be contacted via those channels. The final thing that we're going to go right here is you've, of course, got your contact, but then you've also got your ability to do appointments, which is amazing. They just recently added this. You come in and you'll see the whole appointment field pops up pre-populated with this contact already added to be able to add them to the appointment. You can pick whatever calendars you wanted, etc. The next thing are your different opportunities. If I wanted to create an opportunity, I just come right in, add this person. You see all the vital information is already added. You just come right down to whatever stage or pipeline you wanted to set them up. You could add different followers, leads, etc. In there, the last couple things are your tasks. You could also add appointments. So if I wanted to add appointment, like I said, you could just come right here and add that. If you want to add any task, you come in, add a task right here, and then assign the different users in your team. The final thing would be notes. This is really cool. I always recommend that in any of your workflows, whenever anything important happens, add a note to it that would update right here. You can also see that the AI voice call, this was made with my AI agent Grace, and you can see that here is a summary of that call that's listed in here. So that is pretty much everything in notes. So the next thing we'll go over is any manual actions. If any manual actions have been assigned, you'd click them right here. This would be either via workflow or different places you can add throughout the system. You can add a manual action. This would just alert this person. They've been listed right there that, hey, these are actions that need to be taken. The next thing are your snippets. So you'll come right here to snippets. You can now create folders, which is brand new. But if you just want to add a snippet, you can either do a text or an email, and you'll see whichever one you choose, the builder pops up and it gives you an idea of what it would look like. So you could see here would be the name of the snippet, what the subject for the email snippet body. You could do a test, and then once you save it, you would then have here, we'll just do test. Test, we'll just write in, we'll save it. Oh, and type in whatever. And save it, and then you'll see your snippets will be listed here. And then we go back to the conversations tab now. See now if I go to snippets, and you'll see right there is one, and put it in, see, it just added it automatically. Pretty cool. So that's snippets, and I highly recommend you using them, especially if you're the type that needs to. And again, you can see right here, you can move to folder, you can edit your snippet, or you can duplicate or delete your snippet. If you're using a lot of the same things, it's really good for sales teams that have the same response that they need to say over and over, and maybe they have a link in there or something like that. Snippets are really good for that. Now, with links, we're going to go ahead and talk about trigger links right now since we're here. These are great. The trigger links are awesome because you can use them in a lot of different places for workflows as well, to trigger workflows as well as emails. Trigger link has its own special link that it'll create at the top of the email. You'll see a lightning bolt, you click that, and then your trigger links. Like here, you'd see my Zoom, or I have a document in here. And the cool thing is if you're using a link a lot, I'll set as a trigger link and then pull it into emails, SMS, whatever I need to, and that allows it for easy access, as well as in workflows, I can set trigger link as an action. So when they click it, they have to they will fire sequence. Now, to create a trigger link, though, you are going to need it to go to a URL. So a lot of times, what I'll do, for instance, I made a whole SaaS for a roofer, and one of the things we needed them to do different tasks, and when it'd send them an SMS and ask them a question. Hey, did this person pass? Yes or no? So I made trigger links for yes and for no for passing, and then that went to just a website that if they clicked yes, it'd say, okay, we have confirmed your client has passed the inspection, and that's it on their end. So they get a text message, did they pass? They click yes, that goes to the URL, because you can see you have to have a URL there, which is just a confirmation page, basically just a website saying sure. And if they said no, it just said the opposite. Okay, we see that your client did not pass, but that would trigger another workflow that would send them an email and say, or another text message, it would say, hey, what about them didn't pass, which would fire other stuff off depending on how they answer. And that allowed the roofers to be able to be on site and working on their phone versus having to get in the system and hit everything. That's one of the major things when designing SaaS is how can you eliminate and automate as much as possible. And email or trigger links do a lot of that for you. So all you do is you name it, you put in the link that it's going to go to once it's clicked, and then you will have a trigger link. Then the other thing is underneath here would be your analysis. You just come right here. Here you're going to see it has a trigger link. You'll how many? I had to set the range because it had been a while. But then you'll see different ones. You'll see here's different client portal, Zoom, different potential trigger links have been clicked. And then if they have been clicked on them, you can go in. You can see what page it was, etc. Not a lot of total information, just seeing which ones have been clicked and off. And it's not super extensive in the tracking. So that is the conversation tab and everything on it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video. Funnel Doc out. Peace.